Hi, I'm Diana Diaz with Hawthorne Union, and this is part of a video series Hawthorne Union has created to support coaches and aspiring coaches through the process of getting their credential through the International Coaching Federation. So this video is specifically about what's called the Credential Path Survey, and it's how you actually access the application to the ICF. We get a lot of questions about this. People will complete their coach training and their mentor coach training, but they're like, how do I actually apply? So first and foremost, you don't have to be a member in order to apply. However, I think you probably need a sign in because what happens is your application gets stored. But just so you know, a fee that you pay for the International Coaching Federation to become a member and the fee you pay for credential, they're not covering the same thing. So you may decide to become a member of the ICF in addition to pursuing your credential, or you may just pursue the credential. So just so you know that those things are separate. So when you're looking for the application to become a credentialed coach, so that's an ACC, PCC, or NCC, you hit on credentials and standards. There's an apply now button. Also, you can scroll down, and what it's going to do is give you more information, talk about the ICF credential, take you through these things, talk about how to apply. Ultimately, in order to quote unquote apply now, you have to take the credential path survey. And what this is it's trying to help you make sure that you fill out the correct application, because based on your number of hours that you've been coaching, based on the number of hours you've been trained, and based on the type of education that you've had, your applications will be different. They'll require different things. So that's why the ICF is prompting you here to take the credential path survey. So if you're not familiar with these acronyms or these levels, take a look at any certificates that you have from your coach training provider, because that's part of the questions that you're going to be asked in this survey. I'm going to go ahead and walk you through. But you want to have your kind of certificates, especially from whenever you started day one of your program. There's more information with identifying your education type. But since we have that, or if you're working with a mentor, I always route them directly to the survey path. So what'll happen is that day one of a coach education, and then we need to know the total number of hours of education. And as well, that's also going to ask how many client hours. So these are the things that you just want to kind of gather together, because you don't actually want to start your application until you have those things. So for example, if you've coached for 99 hours instead of 100, you're not going to qualify for that level. Or if you've had 124 hours of education and not 125, you may not qualify for the level that you want. So if you're not exactly sure where to go, spend a little bit more time on the website or ask your mentor questions. This is just when you're you're basically ready, and all you have to do is submit your application. So it's going to have us pick what level, or let's just say PCC. And then for me, I was trained in the non-ICF accredited program. Hawthorne Union also provides CCEs. So for myself and for some of the coaches I work with, we say, yes, we are submitting non-ICF approved credentialed hours. And I do recommend, if you've taken a training at some point of at least 30 hours and at least half of it was live, I do recommend that you try to get credit for training you've taken in the past, even if it wasn't ICF approved, just because then potentially instead of being an ACC, you might be able to be a PCC. And your mentor or Hawthorne Union, we can talk to you more about that. If your training certificates were ICF approved and they have any of these acronyms or levels on them, then your application is much easier and you can go ahead and say, nope, I'm good to go. I'm not submitting that. Then it's going to ask you a little bit more detail. Did you start coaching before you started your program? Or were you coaching before, or do you not know? So for myself, I started coaching as an internal coach a number of years before I took an ICF approved program. So that's my answer on this one. Then it's just looking at coach-specific education and client coaching experience. So essentially, for both of these questions, the first answer is not eligible. You need to have taken 60 hours of coach-specific education to be an ACC, 125 to be a PCC, and 200 plus to be an MCC. As far as how many hours you've coached clients, and usually about 75% of these hours need to be paid. Barter counts as paid, but there's only a certain percentage of pro bono hours. 100 is for the ACC, 500 is for the PCC, 2,500 is for the MCC. So just to be in alignment with the fact that I said this was a PCC application, I'm going to go ahead and pick the PCC answers. And then once I click this button, it's going to let me create my credential application. If I'm already signed in, it's going to go ahead and generate that in my ICF login so I can go back. So that's how you access the credential application for the International Coaching Federation. If you have questions about your education level, there is more information on the ICF website to kind of walk you through and talk you through these options. You can always come back to this credential path survey or to the kind of credential and standards. It'll explain more about what they're looking for. You can ask your mentor about this, and then you can also talk to us at Hawthorne Union. So there's a lot of detail here, but sometimes coaches get lost in trying to navigate this. So wanted to create this video to help support you in your journey. Best wishes on the pursuit of your credential. Good luck.